Hello and welcome to another video. We're going to look at the SD2IEC on the Commodore 64. I'm using my new Canon camera, so hopefully it all works well, but we shall see. So first off, we have the compact SD2IEC, which gets its power from the cassette port there, connects into the disk drive there. It has an external disk drive connection there, and the SD goes there. Pretty straightforward, it's quite neat. It's got a couple of buttons on there for drive selection and a reset button. It's nice, simple. Made by retrofun.info. I think they're on eBay. Pretty cheap, £30 or so. Next up we have another SD2IEC. This one has a built-in LED. Physically, well, functionally no different to the other one. Functionally a little bit more messy. You need power to it. You've got one disk drive connection port instead of two. Disk drive selection buttons, and I think that's reset. But functionally identical in every way. So we'll connect. Well, I'll show you connecting it up to the 64, and then we'll do some screen grabs of it in action. Hello there. So this is the compact SD2IEC, and let's see if we can get some life out of it. Now on the Ultimate 1541 you press a menu button to get the menu. The SD2IEC has no such button, so you have to use it as though it is a real disk drive. So how do we do it? So the dollar symbol should give you a directory. It's just saying load a list of programs on the disk. Okay, that's the SD card, if you like. Now normally you'd have a small menu program in there called File Browser, or FIBR, or FB, or however you do it. But I don't have it because this is the 1541 Ultimate card. There's no difference, it's just that I don't have the menu program. So what I will have to do is try and load something that I can see effectively. For example, we could load, what could we load? The best thing to do with a SD2IEC is to try and load PRGs. D64s can be a little bit hit and miss, especially if the D64s are fast loaders, because it just doesn't like them. The fast load worked by having that's my webcam, the Canon camera bleeping. The real Commodore disk drive had the 6502 processor in there, which oh, shut up. There you go. They had they had the 6502, which allowed it to run high speed, haha, jokingly, file compression for fast loaders and things. The SD2IEC obviously doesn't have that, but it has quite a large command set of what the disk drive actually used, but not that. So if it's got a fast loader, it isn't going to run. So let's try and run, for example, Rambo or something, simply because I can see it. And it will work just like a normal 1541 to 1542 Commodore disk drive. You will notice as you look at the list of programs on there that there are some strange characters on screen. This is because when you name characters on a FAT32 drive, they have to be in capitals. So if you have, for example, like here, Flappy Bird, that should say at the bottom, the second one from the bottom, Flappy Bird, it's probably capital F and then small l, small a, small p, and so on. Well, the Commodore's only got uppercase, so it doesn't know what to do with that. So it sort of mixes it up a bit. And you get all kinds of strange characters like the pi symbol in Rigel's Revenge or Street Racer on Theatre Europe. And you get the 1 there because the file name is too long. But it's all stuff that can be sorted out quite easily. Right, it's loaded. That took, I don't know, a minute or something. So it's loaded to RAM, you presume, and now it will be, who knows, doing something. There we go, Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Now that was pretty good. That was, yeah, probably a minute, I think, more or less. That's pretty damn good. What I have on some other 64s, I have Jiffy DOS installed in the machine, which is an EEPROM, which it has the code for loading written much better than Commodore's own, because the Commodore 64 was rushed to market by the Commodore engineers under the wrath of Jack Tramiel if they didn't get on with it, and they did it in a number of months, got it to market, and it was a runaway success. So all good. Let's see if it works. But yeah, so the load routines are a little bit iffy in the 64. If you plugged in a real 1541 disk drive and loaded this program, you probably would be waiting 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, that seems to work. Now there's a little button on here. I think does it reset anything? No, it doesn't. Just resets the disk drive. Hopefully it's still recording, hasn't cut me out. I don't think it has. So again, we can type load $8. And this will give us a category listing. In most computers you type cat or catalog or Stardot, it was a BBC. But what we can do is press, what can we press? Run stop will break the listing halfway down. I think the Commodore key makes it display a list at a time. Forget now. Let's try something else. What have we got? 1942. Because it's easy to spell. 1942.prg, and it will load it. You have to put the .prg in the listing, in the command line rather, to load the program. But it works pretty well. I'm not sure if I've got any disk images on this SD card, but I'll try and load one in a moment, and we'll see if the SD2IEC falls down. They usually do. But we will see. I wonder if this is going to take a minute or a bit longer. One of the advantages of the 1541U is that you can run a program straight into memory, and it takes just a few seconds and the game will be on. This actually loads the whole program into memory via the serial, and it's quite time consuming. But it's still a considerable improvement on the original disk drive from Commodore. Like I say, if you plugged in the Epix fast load cartridge or the Action Replay 3, in fact we can do it. We can plug the 1541U in and just use that as a fast load cartridge and see how long it takes. See if there is a comparison of speed. So what I'll do, I'm looking at the counter on the laptop, and the video's been running 7 minutes. Okay, so when it gets to 8 minutes, we'll do a bit of swapping. Press 1 for train. Okay, that works. So we'll disconnect that. We'll plug in my 50, just a fast loader. So we'll press S7. Right. So we've got no benefits now. So we'll load, let's say 1942.prg. Because we know what it is, and I'll just let the counter run on the laptop to 8 minutes. It's 7 minutes 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 9, go. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes with the fast load cartridge in. I don't think I've ever timed it, to be honest, but we'll see. Of course it must do something. The fast load cartridges were very popular back in the day. Lots of companies did. I think Ocean did one, did they? I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think they did. The Action Replay, you had the Nordic devices. And in latter years, the Retro Replay, as you can see, it's loading now. So this is 8 minutes 40, so this is 40 seconds this has been loading. Just going up to 50 seconds. One minute now. It took a little bit long. Oh, there we go. 1 minute 5. Okay. 1 minute 5. So we'll turn this off. I'll pop out my 50. My screen will be going blank. I do apologise. So that was 1 minute and 5 seconds. So we'll load 1942.prg. Come on, mate. I'll wait for this to roll around to 10 minutes. We're on 9 minutes 30 now, and we'll see what the difference is. And then I'll plug in the other SD2IEC, which is the one that needs the disk drive cable and is using from the power pack. But it is essentially the same device. It has the same hardware. There is nothing different about it. Most, in fact all, the SD2IECs use the same firmware, the same software to operate and work the same manner. The only difference is some printed circuit boards. Oh bollocks, we've gone over 10. That's 10. Right, that's 10 seconds. We'll see if this takes 1 minute and 5. So that should take us to 11 minutes 15 on the counter. We're 10 minutes 20 now. I'll have to do a bit of on the cuff maths here. But it should take longer, but the real difference I don't know. These programs, they load pretty quick anyway. It's disk drives, like I said, that gives you issues. We'll try a disk drive, a D64 in a moment, and see how it gets on with that, and then we'll swap devices over. And we'll just try loading something else and see what that does. Right, we're just coming up to 50 seconds. So it's 50 seconds now. Three, two, one, now. So that's 1 minute there. That's 1 minute 5. There, it's exactly the same. It makes no difference at all. So a fast load cartridge doesn't help you in this particular instance. Right, is there any point in loading it? Not really. Running it rather. Ooh. Let's see if it works, although I'm pretty sure that it does. So that took 1 minute and 5 seconds, just the same. Two for normal. So that's okay, we'll turn that off. This is the SD2IEC. I'm using the plug-in, the external one with the external PSU now, with a little fly lead that connects to the serial port. So it's effectively a standalone 1541, 1542 Commodore disk drive. So I've just load dollar and got a category list up of what's on there. We'll load 1942 as a test. Oh, not like that, we won't. I'll just wait for the counter on the laptop to go around to a whole minute. It's been recording for a minute now. I'll just let it to 1 minute. Oh, balls. Don't forget to put 8 on the end or it won't load. It thinks it's a cassette tape. Yeah, like I was saying before, all the SD2IECs are the same device, more or less. Some of them have a few extra features, but essentially it's the same firmware on them all. They all load PRGs reasonably well. The problem comes when you start to try and load D64s. But what I want to do is I'm just going to let the counter roll round again to 2 minutes this time on the video counter, and I'll set this going. It should take 1 minute and 5 seconds to load, but we will see. And then we'll load it on the other SD2IEC, and then we'll load it onto the U1541 and see what the difference is. So that's 2 minutes. Well, it's just over. File not found. What do you mean it's not found? Oh, yeah. Plugged the wrong SD card in. Oh, we're doing a fantastic video here. Searching Jim Robinson. List. There we go, 1942. I've just seen it whiz by at great speed. So this is back to the SD card, which was in the other SD. So we'll load 1942.prg, 8. Go. We're up to 3 minutes on the counter on the laptop. So it should be loaded by 4 minutes and 5 seconds. There or thereabouts. These this external SD2IEC that needs the power pack, I purchased from eBay. It's got a little LED LCD screen on top that says C64 forever or something. I'm not sure why I bought these. I was going to do something with them, but never did. But not that it matters particularly. But I do like the smaller compact one that you just plug in there. You've got no cables, got no wires, you've got nothing. They're quite neat, and they all run off the same firmware and software anyway. We're up to 3 minutes 50, so this is 50 seconds, 55 seconds, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that is the external SD2IEC. There you go. There we go, 1942 in about a minute. So I'll turn this off. So let's see if we've got a D64 in here. I would imagine there is. I don't know which it is, but I should think there is one somewhere. List. PRGs. Directory. Okay, so I don't have one on there. Let's swap the SD card. And let's see what we've got now. Must have a D64 somewhere. No, I don't. Oh, I do. Virus Revenge D64 T64 Skyrunner. Some very strange terminology. Let's try and load thrust. Not quite sure where it's telling me there. Well, it's loading something. Yeah, I don't know if it says PRG on the end, but let's see. Like I say, the SD2IEC is not known for having very robust D64 loading. but for most programs the PRGs are out and about anyway. It's only very big programs that need a D64 image, like a multiple load thing. Strike Term is one that springs to mind, or like I say, a multi-load like The Hobbit or something on disk, which loads various graphics from disk. I'm not sure how long a D64 will take to load. This could be a very long and boring video. I've been using the SD2IEC for quite a number of years, and in truth it works really well for almost all of the software that's available on the 64. But I always wanted to use CRTs, cartridge images, and to have the extra RAM so it could run some of these weird and wonderful demos that are around there. So I bought the U1541 quite a long time ago. We've gone black and there doesn't seem to be much happening. Could be loading. Might be, might not be. We'll give it a few more seconds and see what happens. But this is pretty typical of what happens. This is why I don't use D64 images, I just use PRGs. Well, it doesn't appear to be unpacking, nothing seems to be happening. It may well have died a death. Let's see what else we've got. Beret. See, Cannonball, that's a massive game, it takes ages. Chucky D64. If anything's going to load, it'll be this. This is quite a small program. It should go okay. I've got Elite there. Commando. CMD. CMD is, what were they? Something Micro Designs, Creative Micro Designs or something. I've got a damaged RAM card and RAM pack for the 64, which is a metal box you plug in the back of it, and it gives it, what does it give it? 128k or something of virtual disk space. But it's got all kinds of interesting little utilities on there. It comes with Jiffy DOS built in, and a disk drive explorer thing. It's quite good. I did like mess about with it. I did briefly get it working before it packed in one day, never to see the light of day again. But I've got it stuffed away in a drawer, so I need to dig that out when I get a chance. Come on, Chucky. This is one of the major problems of using SD2IEC. But if you had Jiffy DOS in here, it'd speed it up by 20% or so. Clearly using a expansion cartridge makes no difference. The same black screen we had before. Alright. I'll just plug in. We'll just have fast load on. Loading. could we have? What could we have? C6. Oh, C128 directory. Oop. Knocking my headset about. Skyrunner T64. Let's just try that. I'm pretty sure an SD2IEC won't load a T64. I'm pretty sure. Oh, oh, for God's sake, what's going on here? Double N. Oh, it's just double N R. Alright. Well, it's found something. Doesn't mean it's doing anything, but it's found something. Shush. Clearly the thing to do is just use PRGs, which is why on the other SD card I just got PRGs, because I've been down this painful road before, and eventually I just gave up trying. Some work, some don't. It's unfair to condemn it because the 3 or 4 I've tried don't work. But yeah, I just don't bother anymore. I just use .prg. Come on, T64. Ah, I can see what their error is already. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll disconnect that. Hello. And let's load. Oh, 1942 is not on here, is it? It took 1 minute and 5 seconds, didn't it? Pop the card out, put the other card in. 942. So what have we got on the counter? We've got, we'll wait 40 seconds for the count to go around, just to make it all fair and simple. You'll notice that the writing now makes sense, because it can take lowercase. Got Flappy Bird, whereas that had strange characters before. It's even got the instructions scrolling along the bottom, so it's not got the setup information, the binary file, the .bin on the root of the SD card for this. Not that that matters. Right, 17 minutes 50 seconds the video has been running, so we'll let it go along to 18 and then we'll hit go. Right, go. It was 1 minute and 5 seconds before. Oh yeah, what's happening there then? Oh, there you go. That's 19 seconds. It'd probably be a bit quicker than that if I knew what it was doing. So that's the difference between the 1541U and the SD2IEC. The 1541U will load it in 15 seconds. The SD2IEC takes 1 minute and 5 seconds. That's quite a bit of difference. I'll just reset that. What else? But the 1541U can do some quite interesting things. ABC. This is not my original SD card. I had loads of stuff, cartridges, demos. What have we got here? Radio over Moscow, Commando Arcade. reset the machine. Come on, what are you doing? That was the old firmware. Hang on. Oh God, how do you do it? Press enter. Yeah, it's the old firmware on the SD card that's making it do that. By the Federation Against Copyright, this version is 100% okay. Oh, that's alright then. I was a little bit concerned there, but I'm okay now. Defender of the Crown imported. Oh, shut up. Eaglesoft. Of course, you could always have the easy cart. Pop the easy cart in there and load ROMs from a little menu. Load them in instantly. Instantly-ish. But anyway, there's very little point in showing you my 1541U. You wanted to know about the SD2IEC. There are numerous versions of the SD2IEC. Some have slightly different functions to others. I think some have got TAP, T64 image compatibility, but pretty much they're all the same. There are problems with D64 images. It just cannot handle the fast load. But anyway, there we go. That is the SD2IEC. I hope you enjoyed it. Good night, and I'll see you in the next video.